All right, welcome to my channel. So the first thing that you need to know before you start watching my videos is the purpose of this channel is for education and entertainment, mostly education with some entertainment, and mostly for my students. Really, it's an opportunity for me to showcase my algorithm and for my students to see it working and me to be able to talk about the trades and why I'm taking the trades and things like that. This is not a channel where I'll be showing you that I'm making millions of dollars. So family rules, you won't be seeing that. Some traders out there want to put their stuff out. I don't even know why they do that. Like on social media in a public sphere, hey, look at me, I made 20,000 today, 50,000 today, all that stuff. That will not happen on this channel. The most you'll see me making here is anywhere from 50 bucks to $1,000 in a day would be the most once we get to that level of scaling. And then I'll reset and we'll be looking at 50 bucks and we'll be scaling back to, a thousand a day or so. And we'll just keep resetting that scaling. But family rules will not be showing you on this my social media that I'm making tons of money. Second thing is I'm trading with Thinkorswim. That's my platform that you see here on the screen. So you got my two windows on futures trading. Same thing. It'll be Thinkorswim. So you'll see that I trade futures and the equities market with these videos. I trade based off of my algorithm, the simple switch algorithm, and it's got different settings. Same algo, but different settings for futures market, for equities market, and different types of trading. It's got different settings for it. So I'll be trading off that. Links below if you're interested in learning more about the algo. All the education over there is free, as well as the trading log that you'll see. You can get the link below, which will give you that log, so you can go over there and explore all that stuff. So when you're looking at my screen, okay, and when you're looking at my screen, you'll see these the chart markups, and you'll see yellow. Wherever I put yellow is an entry. So when it's yellow like this, it's the algo ideal entry. And then you may see a yellow like this, and that is where I actually got in, and it'll be touching the candle that I got in on. And then the location. Red are my stops, green are my targets. And then if you want to learn how the algo works so you can better understand what I'm doing when I'm doing my trades, over at the link below, you can go over there and learn all about the algo. It's completely free for that whole education. It's free to learn about my trading plan, my strategy, everything that I teach about trading is free over there. Only thing that costs money is if you decided to buy the algo, then that would cost money. But you can apply a lot of the stuff that I teach over there, including my strategy and trading plan, to your own strategies and help maybe improve your game. So all that is definitely free. I don't charge for any of that education. Only the algo if that's something you decided to add to your list. So then sometimes you'll see on here me doing experiments, which I'm going to try to do another one later on this year when I get a little more time. But I love to do trading experiments. We blow up accounts, but we do it in the purpose of education, showing you that certain trading techniques or strategies sometimes just don't work. And we play with some different concepts and blow up accounts, real accounts, small accounts, but still real accounts. And you'll also see some small accounts as well, like when we do offshore brokers and things like that. So, and then of course, educational videos I'll be putting out as well. So there's a lot of different content here. So if you can give me the like, hit the like button, that would help me a lot with the YouTube. And if you subscribe and hit that bell icon, you can be notified whenever I upload new content. And the last thing, but probably the most important thing, is trading is very risky. Do not place a trade based on what you see here or whatever I say. I'm not telling you what to do. If it sounds like I'm telling you what to do, it's me just thinking out loud. And most traders will lose all of their money. I am strictly speculating. I do not have a crystal ball. So, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So please do not take financial advice from me. This is strictly to talk about how I trade, to teach about how I do things, and for your entertainment. All right, so now the legal stuff is out of the way. Let's get into today's trades. All right, good morning, everybody. Today is July 19th. We just shorted JD. Jumped in here last second. Not even sure if I got the right share size. I'm going to mark it up real quick, put a stop in, figure out what did I just do. All right, so here at JD, I have a 33 cent risk reward on it. So for a $300 risk reward, which is where we're at in the scaling ladder, I should have bought 900 shares, but I did go light intentionally. I knew 600 wasn't going to be anywhere near the proper number of shares, but I didn't want to go over. So started with 600, and because I didn't have time to do the calculations, I just had a quick look at it. So I threw the 600 in there, knowing that it was light on share size. But now I have an opportunity to either add to my position or to, you know, when I speed bump, I can add to my position if a speed bump becomes a thing. So we shall see what takes place here. All right, so I didn't have enough pullback to add to my position. At least I was hoping for a little more pullback to add to my position. In the target right now, 73.12. Looking to put the stop in 73.12. See the spread here, nice and tight. So looking for 73.12 to show up on the ask here. I hit the target. I had my opportunity to put it in. I didn't. JD likes to do a 2 or 3R most of the time, so I'm trying to be patient with it because it, like, really most of the time, it will give me a 2 or 3R out of it. So trying to be patient with JD here. 73.12. We're going to buy because we're short. So looking for it to push through. We got about a minute left for this candle to close, so we'll see what happens. You may not get it in this candle. So we're at least going to put our stop in now, break even plus a couple bucks. So we don't turn this green trade into a red trade. If you remember from a previous video, I wanted to go big on JD risk 600 is what I was looking to risk, which means I should have bought around 1,800 shares, which I can really only, I think, afford 1,700. But either way, I should have maxed out my buying power on JD. That was supposed to be the plan because of the loser we recently had. And this would have been easily, you know, $1,000 trade right now. But missed out on the opportunity. That's what happens when you show up to the party late. But at least we're looking at a green trade here, even if it's $1. But 2R is what we're looking for. So yeah, maybe we'll still at least get our 300. 300, what is that? Looks like it's going to be 94, 95 gives us 300. 72.94 maybe. Yeah, looking pretty good. Come on, JD, push down a little bit more with that one more, and then we'll be good to go. Let me go ahead and cancel that. I could just leave it and drag it, but we're going to take it off for now. Yeah, 94 gives us, looks like 93, 92, 90, 91, 92 gives us the 300. So let's hopefully, so let's look for that. Come on, JD, let's do it. All right, just thinking about it. Yeah, once we get down below 91, I'm going to go ahead and put my stop in for 91. Actually, I want to do 90 because of the spread. Biggest thing, traders, is when you have a portfolio of 4 or 5 other stocks to trade, as you're focused on this one, trying to look for that 90, trying to look for that whatever it is to not forget to check out your other tickers on your other charts, because they might be setting up and then you miss out on a setup because you're so focused on the one ticker. So that does happen. So just something to pay attention to. All right, we're going to put our stop back in to break even. That'd be a total bummer if I end up with like $5 when I could have had almost 300. But I don't want to be a red trade. I already hit the target, so I need to be at least break even plus a couple bucks. With any of my other tickers, I would have definitely got stopped out already with my 1R plus on it. It would have trailed and probably took 1.5R on it, 1R. But JD really does like to give 2 to 3R most of the time. I would say like 80% of the time that it's a winner, it likes to give 2 or 3R. So try to be patient with it. So we'll see if it gives it to us on this one or not. We got about 2 minutes. It's a long time for this candle to go. So we'll see what it does. Okay, so we got QCOM switching over here. So 137.72, 138.43. So or about 70 cents, something like that. Stick with our 440 for now. We got 7 seconds, so we should be in the ballpark there. I'm just doing quick math in my head. All right, so we're in QCOM with 440. We can always speed bump it if this doesn't work out. So I'm going to put my speed bump in over here for QCOM. Market's still selling off, so QCOM might follow. Little heavy on the share size with QCOM. I should have been around 400 shares, right at 75-cent risk instead of like a 60-something risk. So a tiny bit heavy on the share size over here. Come on, JD. Give me my 300. Don't you hate it when you're in two stocks, you're in long on one over here and short on one over here, and they're going opposite directions? I hate that. Why are you going up and why are you going down? Let's reverse this, people. Not looking good on JD. Looks like my greed might have got the best of me on this one, which is going to be a bummer, because if this is a lose, or if I basically get out break even, and then this is a loser, this didn't pay, it didn't help me out on my day. So my greed might have got me, but most of the time it does hit 2R or 3R. So try to go with most of the time. I mean, we might get stopped out here for break even basically, and then it goes down. But I got to put my stop in because that's, it's the rules. I don't want to turn a green trade into a big red trade. All right, well, we got 15 bucks instead of 200 and something that we could have got at JD. It's pretty disappointing. And we'll see what happens with QCOM. Okay, so we got TVS over here. So we could jump into this with, if we can afford it, 880 shares. We're going to take a guess and say we can afford it. No, we can't. What can we afford? I should use my calculator. Or maybe not. Let's just wait. It's pulling back up. I'm going to short this on the switch back. No permission, but I traded on the switch and the switch back. We got a switch back kick in here. So where are we at? 1, 8. All right, so we got 600 shares queued up if it wants to back up. All right, speed bumped over here on QCOM. And we're in CVS short right now. So QCOM pushes down a little more. We should be green on QCOM, and then the rules are basically to start trailing a stop as soon as I'm green on QCOM. Speed bump to green. So yeah, and then CVS. We'll see. Come on, CVS. And of course, JD is tanking and could have made money in JD too. All right, QCOM, let's go. So because of the spread and a little bit of late entry, exit, all that stuff in between trades, we're at this level right here. Just clicking this bar, but we're still not green yet. We'll be green probably in this zone down here, almost there. Okay, so CVS coming into the target. 65 is the target. Looking for 65 on the ask. But we will take our stop and move it down to break even plus a couple bucks. All right, 65 is what we're looking for. Okay, we're at 65. We just want to get through there and give it a chance to run. Yes, I'm being a little greedy. I already paid for it with JD. Come on, CVS. Give me a 2R, please. Okay, 63. Once it gets to 62, I'll move it to 65. Got to give it a little bit of a breathing room so that it can fluctuate between the bid or just breathe up and down a little. We got about a minute for this candle to close, so we'll see if it leaves a tail. QCOM, come on, QCOM, let's go. And again, light on the share size. Should have been much more in the share size here, but light on the share size is the story today. Heavy over here on my loser, and light on my winners figures. All right, so we're at 61. So we're gonna move it to 65 now, and yeah, is what it is. Try not to get too greedy and miss out on a green trade again. All right, so we're out for 192. It should have been 300. Light on the share size. Man, so today should have been $600 a day already, at least. Actually, JD, if I traded it like the plan was, I would have had I would have 600 over there already, and we would have 300 here. It would be a $900 a day. Plus this loser right here, we could have bounced out already for $50 and called it a day with an $800 profit. So that's how today could have easily went if I traded properly. Traded the plan. I didn't, and right now it's not looking good. So we'll see what QCOM ends up doing. All right, so here we are in QCOM. Not looking good, not looking good. So I trade QCOM on the switch, which we had here, and then I speed bump it to green. But I also traded on the switch back. So the switch was here, switch back was here. Had I traded on the switch back, right now it would be a speed bump for the switch back. So I'm thinking about reversing my position right here. And I'm not sure what just happened. All right, cool. So we are reversed. We are long now in QCOM. So based on the switchbacks speed bump, I know it sounds complicated, but that's what's happening right now. I may regret this, but we'll find out. Okay, so I'm going to put my final stop in now for QCOM. If I get stopped out, that's it. Game over. Game over for QCOM. I'm not going to take any more of a beating. There we go. Man, look at CVS. Had I been greedy with CVS, look at that. I was greedy with JD. And JD still hit the target I thought I was going to hit, but it's turned around now. Man, today's a bunch of woulda, coulda, shoulda. Trading is 2020 traders, right? Always woulda, coulda, shoulda. And I woulda, coulda, shoulda had an awesome day. And now I'm going to have a big fat red day. Oh, man. And like I said, don't get fixated on a ticker that you're on when you're trading if you have a portfolio, because right here is APPS that I should be in right now. Just missed this trade. Going to mark it up just in case we get lucky and gets a little pullback here. Yeah. Woulda, coulda, shoulda day. All right. We got our little, well, for a second we got a pullback. Let's see. What are we looking at? 57.80. 58.47, so 50 cents roughly, 600 shares. All right, give us a little pullback again, APPS. Can't get in right now. The risk reward is way too far away. I mean, I could jump in with a lighter share size, I guess, and try to get a nibble on it, and then add to my position if it pulls back. Yeah, I think we're just going to miss APPS. All right, what we'll do is we'll do 100 shares. And if we make 5 or 10 bucks, we make 5 or 10 bucks. At least it's $5 or $10. And if it does pull back, then we'll add to our position. Let's see, 58.86. Okay, so APPS is in the target. So it looks like we're just going to have to settle for like 20 bucks on this instead of the 300. Man, today could have been an epic day in the thousands. But totally blowing it. All right, so APPS 08. Basically hit our target at 14. We do have that spread kicking right there. We need 14 to be on the sell, and then we can, all right, there we go. So now we got our stop in for 14. If it backs up, we'll be out and give it a chance to run. Make 20 or 30 bucks on APPS. Yeah. I guess we're at least we're making some money. Okay, so there we go. So we're out on APPS. We'll take our $27 instead of our 300. Oh boy. All right. All right, so right now QCOM's getting that typical high of day resistance area. So we'll see if it can break above this. So far, pretty nice recovery. I could sell this right now and still have a small red day, but at least we'll only be down around 3 and change, which, one trade we recover this loss basically. So, but yeah, I'm not going to get out yet. The S&P 500 is still on its way up. Let me go put that over here. SPY still on its way up. I'm going to look at it in the 30 minutes, how I like to see it. So looking for a retracement of this candle here. So I believe we still got quite a ways to go. If not a full retracement of the day, we'll see what happens. But yeah, either way, I feel like this still has a ways to go up. So, and a lot of times QCOM follows S&P 500. So we're going to go ahead and stay in and let it do its thing. All right, because we got a switch taking place here, and it looks like the SPY is about to break below low of day. Right now, we just made a new low. Going to go ahead and speed bump this one more time with much bigger share size and reverse. All right. What did it give us? 440 short. Short. All right, cool. So now we're in with 840 shares short, and this will definitely be the last speed bump. And just looking for another retest of this support level right here. Last speed bump didn't really hurt too much because we pretty much got out where we got in. And yeah, so now we're basically back into our short position. All right, everybody. So looks like there we go. Got stopped out on the first portion of my shares there. Looks like we're getting ready to get stopped out on the second portion. Yeah, really disappointed. I mean, look at this support area that just was like super strong. Even have a little head and shoulders kicking right here, but just couldn't get through. Really, really strong support. The other thing is it does like to follow the S&P 500, the SPY, and you know, right here we're in this pretty big consolidation on the SPY, but really tight, small consolidation on QCOM over here. And we had this pretty big sell-off, and we got a very small little sell-off. So QCOM showed a lot of strength today in the face of what was going on with SPY, which it normally follows. So really disappointing that it didn't do what it normally does in relation to the SPY, because today could have been a really nice day. I mean, it didn't have to. This could have been easily a green number had this did what it normally does, but today it decided to show a lot of strength, and I got caught in that. So right now we're taking a beating. All right, so we're in the last 5-minute candle here, which I don't normally like to be in, but we'll hang out for about a minute or two, see what it's going to do, and then we'll get out. It may just hit my stop, or if it comes down a little bit, then I'll just bounce. All right, traders, we're in the last 3 minutes. It might hit the stop. Let it hit the stop if it's going to do that. Actually, let's see. I'll start moving this stop down. Actually, with about 2 minutes left, I'm going to go ahead and just flatten my trade out here. All right, cool. So there we go. So we're all out. I'm going to take these 2 minutes to check my monitor tab, make sure that I don't have any open orders, nothing weird going on. All right, so let's review the day, and let's talk about the disaster that was, partially because I'm stupid and partially because I had some bad luck today. So let's check it out and talk about it. All right, while we're on it, let's just talk about QCOM right now. So QCOM, I trade on the switch, and on the switch back, I don't worry about permission. So right here, let's do this auto. So right here we had our switch, and then I traded traded the switch to the long side, and it sold off, and then I got speed bumped, so to the short side. Now typically it's speed bump, and then as soon as I'm green, I'm out on that speed bump. So which means it might be a little bit more than, you know, one of these levels here. It may be a little more than a level, maybe a little less than a level, but as soon as I'm green, I'm out looking for the next trade the next day, or I might take a loss on that speed bump. Either way, I'm out looking for a trade the next day, and that's it. This way, the most I'll lose on QCOM in a day is 2 times my scale. So right now it's $300. So the most I should have lost on QCOM today was $600, not $1,600, right? So I gave away an extra $1,000 because I overtraded this ticker, which is not part of the plan, not part of the rules. But the reason why I did it, besides, you know, looking at the S&P 500 and what was happening over there, that was part of it. Part of it was because I wanted it to be green, and the other part was we had a switchback, and I also traded on the switchback. So on the switchback here, which was also part of the speed bump, right? That was a trade. When it came back, this would have been the stop had I took my trade here. End of the day. Had I taken my trade here, good thing I just sold it right there and I didn't go for that bigger loss. So had I taken my trade right here instead of this first trade, I would have speed bumped it here, and clearly would have been, almost a break-even trade on that. So that would have been a great speed bump opportunity on the switchback had I traded it there, but I didn't. So, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Trading is 2020, and the rest of my tickers today are going to be the same thing. It's 2020 is trading for sure. So very easy for everybody watching this video to look at the chart after the fact and say, oh, I would have did this. Oh, look at that. That should have been so obvious. Blah, blah, blah. Well, in the moment, it's not so obvious, or everybody would be millionaires overnight. So, but this also goes to show trading is not easy, traders. It's really hard. It's really risky. A lot of traders will lose all their money. So, and even the best traders have really bad days. And today is a bad day for me, but mostly because I was just stupid. So here we go. So I should have had a $600 loss in this trade, not all this garbage here. And I let the SP 500 with the SPY ticker kind of influence me. And I got lost in this. Only upside to this whole thing is on my other account had a really nice options trade with the ES, so which is basically the SPY, SP 500. So that's working out fantastic. But other than that, I mean, I'm still have a really nice green day overall in my overall portfolio today, but my social media account is going to be looking pretty bad at the end of the day. So is what it is. So then we come in here, but look at this like support area. It keeps on smashing that and banging in there like it's gonna break. And no, it's not. I thought for sure we'd have an end of day sell off with this little head and shoulders, the support that kept getting hit. I thought, man, and with 800 shares, all I had to need is a little bobble, and I would have been good to go. But we just never got it. We got in around here, right here, and it just stayed. So is what it is. All right, so let's look at the. Let's look at the next one in their portfolio, JD. All right, JD. So like I said, JD likes to give me a 2 and 3R. We put our stop somewhere up here or wherever it was in this candle. And let's see, 67 or 73.39. So 73.39. Yeah, right at the top of this. Are you kidding me? Right at the top of this candle, we got stopped out, and then it came all the way back down here for that 2R that I was expecting. So the plan was, because we took that loss last week on JD, and almost never get red days with JD. So the plan was to go big on JD today, risk $600 for the trade was the plan. But I showed up to the party late today, and I wasn't prepared, and as a result, I just kind of jumped in and threw a share size number at it that I thought was safe, but it was way under, and I ended up super light on my share size. Instead of, I think we were like at $200 instead of $600. I mean, the normal risk reward right now is $300. I wasn't even there. So had I got my $600 risk reward from JD that I was supposed to get when we got in right here, we would have had $600 right there. And then is the same thing probably would have happened today. I mean, we would have come all the way down here and I probably would have been close to the $1,000 range. And I'm pretty sure I would have just started trailing a tight stop and got, just let me take my grand, recover last week, have a nice day today, and move on. That's what I think, but who knows, I could have did the same exact thing I did, which was ride it all the way back. I did the right thing by putting my stop in, break even plus a couple dollars, just in case this turned into, a boost from here. And look what it does. It totally tags me out right at the penny of this candle. And then comes all the way back down for the 2R that JD almost always gives. So really big mistake there. So that's where the luck comes in. Bad luck today. Got tagged out like that. Or this would have been still a $400 or $500 winner. But it should have been a $1,000 or $1,200 winner. And yeah, that's how JD went for us today. CVS. So CVS. Oh, we're so light on the share size. Again, just not prepared today, traders. Not using my tools, not using my trade calculator, not using my brain. And, we got in CVS on the switchback, which most of the time we trade on the simple switch with permission to the short side. But sometimes we trade the switchback. And when the market's selling off and we have a switchback, I jump in and trade it on CVS. Or if the market's boosting and we got to switch and the whole sector that CVS is in is rallying. And then CVS switches on the switchback, I traded then too. So we traded that today, made some money on it, and then that little flag, and then bam. Wish I was a part of that ride. All right, and then APPS over here. So APPS, awesome trade. Again, I just got done saying too in the video, like I was like, don't get distracted with your other tickers because they could be hitting right now. Don't be focused, so tunnel vision on one chart. You got to kind of keep that broad look going on. And then I go and I get focused in tunnel vision and I missed out on APPS. So this was a perfect example. And I entered the ticker here. I had a chance to get in on this little pullback, but I didn't see it. And so we just, I just jumped in with 100 shares just because the reason why I didn't go full size though is because the risk reward ratio would be way off, right? My stop would be way down here, and we got in so late. Or actually, I don't know, stop would be around here, whatever. We got in so late. Yeah, stop would be here. We got in here so late. So it just risk reward didn't make sense to go with full size. But I wanted to be part of a potential little ride that I thought might happen, especially if this broke above high of day. And, we ended up with $27, and look at this run that it had. So, yeah, right. So I would have needed to pull back way down here for me to get in. Not here. I was looking at the wrong thing. So we never got the pullback we needed. But it is what it is. So, yeah, totally missed out on APPS. So blew it there. So basically blew it on JD, which easily could have been $1,000 to $1,200 a day. Say, I'll go with the round down to 1,000. APPS, proper share size, $300 trade easily. CVS, proper share size, $300 trade easily, right? So we're easily a $1,600 a day with those tickers right there. So then NUG, then minus, and then if I traded QCOM properly, the way the rules are, then I would have took a $600 loss, and I would still be up $1,000 today. That's how the day should have went. So NUG, we trade with the switch and permission to the long side only, and we got no switches to the long side with permission. So no trading on NUG. End of day we did, but and I did see this, but I don't have this mapped out for what happens at the end of day if it trades like this. So I didn't take the trade. Would have been a winner, right? I should have jumped in there with $500 risk reward, picked up $500. But I don't have it mapped out for that, so I don't know what's going to happen. So I didn't do it. So, and yeah, would have been nice, huh? All right, let's go look at the log and see how bad today ended up actually being. All right, so here's the day. I hate making videos like this on red days. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you could subscribe, that would help me out a lot. And hit that thumbs up button. That'll be a nice little consolation prize for my big fat red day. Biggest red day of the year so far. It also puts us fat red on the month of $1,000. So yeah, so $1,300 red day is what we ended up with. All this QCOM, and I put my notes over here and stuff like that, going against the SPY. Fix that real quick. So yeah, so I got my notes in to see how stupid I was, and then APPS. What was the risk on APPS? Make sure that gets done accurate, at least close to accurate. APPS was about 65 cents roughly. All right, so anyway, so yeah, so there we go. So QCOM, if I didn't overtrade QCOM and I traded it properly with the right share size, right? Because I also went too much shares on QCOM, I forgot. And, I went too light on the winners and I went too heavy on the loser by accident. So stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. That's the theme for today. Don't be stupid. So 1375 is where we're at. Dashboard puts us at 1375. That's the biggest loser of the year. I think, what was the next biggest loser? It was around 800 or something like that. But we know 1345 was over there. So we had a 1345 back in May, which actually was a pretty big losing day, I guess, because what was on that day? So yeah, because now we're scaled up, right? So the more you scale up, the bigger your losers are going to be. When we get up to the scale of $1,000, we're going to have $2,000 and $3,000 losing days easily. So we had $1,000 there. So we've had some decent size losing days. $1,300 losing day. We still finished the month green. So right now, though, in July, we're red on the month. So we'll see. I didn't trade that much this month. I missed a bunch of days, but we got the rest of this week ahead of us. I will be able to trade. Thursday, I won't be trading, I don't think. Thursday, most likely will not be trading. Friday, maybe, maybe not. So yeah, so there's a bunch of days I just couldn't trade this month, and a bunch more I won't be able to trade. So hopefully we can make this green. It's going to be hard because scaling ladder, drum roll. So scaling ladder, wow. What happened? We were way down here, right? Right here, a couple bars away. We're moving in and out. Last couple bars. And then today's loser put me all the way back down here. So now what we got to do is we got to go over to calculator. Max risk, 100. That's it. So I'm back to the 100 range. So yeah. So then we're going to go back over to scaling ladder. So I'm back to the 100 range. Now every trade is worth $100 instead of $300. So it's going to take a lot longer for me to recover from today. It's not like tomorrow. You know, if tomorrow I jumped in risking $300 a trade, then you know, I could potentially recover in a day or two. But that's not the way the account goes. It's not how you protect your account. You know, if you have a bad week and I just keep doing this, then I could blow up my account really fast, right? So I have my scaling ladder to protect me. So now I'm back down to $100 risk reward. So tomorrow, if I have another bad day, you know, I'm only going to lose a fraction of what I lost today because I'm only risking 100. So yeah, it's too bad, but it is what it is. So now I just gotta have all these trades to get back up here again. So we're looking at 12 trades, 12 winning trades to get back up here, which isn't that bad. If I trade every day, I could do this pretty fast, but, and we have good days. Oh boy. So, all right. Anyway, so that's where we're at, everybody. Disappointing day. I was stupid. Don't be stupid. A little bit unlucky, but mostly stupid. So we'll see everybody tomorrow.